Hello and welcome to the Mina Around the World show. Today out of Celestun, Yucatan, here in Mexico. We've just been for a swim in the sea and we'll go back to the pool and have dinner soon. So, what's on the menu?
Well, what meat are we grilling tonight by the sea?
It's not exactly meat, but we have pulpo. It's pulpo season here. There's not a lot of meat going on in this fishing town, but yeah, we even wanted to buy fish. There is nowhere to be. I mean, of course there is some fish, but we couldn't find any, so we bought pulpo.
Yes, and in our travel section we will be taking you to the famous pyramids of Teotihuacan, the Piramida del Sol, Piramida de Luna, and Mexico City, and driving down through Puebla to Oaxaca, where we spent 2 wonderful weeks with many other travelers.
Let's see to that pulpo and make sure it's gonna be all tender and take you guys to the pyramids and Mexico City, Puebla, and Oaxaca. See you later.
Catch you later.
Teotihuacan lies northeast of Mexico City and is home to famous archaeological pyramids, the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. Before we explored the ancient city, which dates back as far as 400 BC, we decided to check out the modern-day Teotihuacan. In addition to the main plaza, bandstand and shops, we were spoilt with a seasonal fairground where the music could probably be heard 50 k's away in Mexico's capital. We treated Zoe to a ride in a Mustang, but it was a little unnerving when we glanced at the wiring. So here we are at the UNESCO World Heritage Site, the archaeological site that represents a once powerful and influential Mesoamerican city during the time of 400 AD. After being abandoned for centuries, the Aztecs named it Teotihuacan, meaning a place where the gods were created. And it appears the souvenir vendors too. A little too much for our liking, but hey ho, everyone needs to make a living. We walked down the Avenue of the Dead, which connects the 2 pyramids, and were not only impressed by the sheer size and architecture of the 2 sacred sites, but also the large landmass that they were built on. With an area of 20 square kilometers, Teotihuacan was one of the largest cities of its time.
She just wants to go to the park. She doesn't like the rules of not being able to go on the pyramids.
We had found a great campsite nearby, which has served as a home to many travellers and, post-pandemic, their vehicles. It was almost a little eerie seeing so many campers from around the world left vacant, a reminder of the panic we all experienced last March in 2020, and for those globetrotters, the urgency to up and leave. But good times are ahead, and these travellers are slowly returning to their beloved homes on wheels, just like this wonderful Swiss family we met from France. It's goodbye for now, but we will bump into them at a later date. For the first time in our lives, we took an Uber and drove to the historic centre in Mexico City. An hour and a half journey cost $30 American one way. Not bad. It was Richie's birthday after all, and we'd heard about the billions of restrictions they hold when driving into the capital. The megalopolis city, which hosts a whopping 30 million people, sits on an ancient lake bed. Over the years, due to centuries of water drainage and this increase in population, the city has now begun to sink, which is evident in some of the buildings. We spent an afternoon checking out some of the capital's highlights, including the Oxford Street of Mexico City, Mexico's largest square, the Plaza de la Constitución, better known as El Zócalo, and the famous Aztec Templo Maya, which was actually replaced by Latin America's largest cathedral during the Spanish conquest in 1521. And for a birthday treat, we ate a feast of different regional foods from Mexico at this very charming outdoor restaurant, Azul Histórico. On our menu, some Yucatan specialities and Oaxacan chapulines, grasshoppers. And for dessert, helado, followed by an Uber ride back to Mina's campground. It was only a glimpse, but we had fun in Mexico City. I'm sure we'll be back for more soon. Although Puebla is home to yet another UNESCO site, we decided to skip the colonial city of the same name and made a beeline to visit Itza and Popo. These volcanoes can be seen far and wide, one dormant and the other very much active. There is of course a love story created by the Aztecs that explains the relationship between the two. The reason why Popo refuses to be silent whilst mourning his beloved Itza. It was very interesting to drive past the volcano evacuation signs and actually witness some of Popo's rage during our stay at the fish hatchery in Atlixco. Clouds of smoke were spewing out of his mouth on this clear morning.
Let's go fishing.
The road through the southern part of Puebla was more beautiful by the minute, with a very interesting mixture of trees and cacti accompanying us on our journey. What a pleasant drive! This leg of the journey was long, but a new set of colourful letters for Zoe to climb on and a good old plaza bandstand are never too far away. A perfect pit stop. The landscape got drier and drier, and when we saw those fuzzy Joshua trees again, we knew we were back in the desert. We were all pretty tired and had a very quiet night at this tiny pueblo out in the middle of nowhere. The next day it was time to hit the road again. On days like this we tend to set off late morning, just in time for Zoe's nap. This takes the stress off when spending quite a few hours in the car. So on this particular morning it was scrambled eggs for breakfast and some imaginative play outside.
How'd that go?
Now this road was funny. It was the first time we had seen anyone fixing potholes in Mexico. Then out of nowhere appears a beautiful bride and groom, and a little further on we stumbled across a film crew. And after crossing the border into Oaxaca, we ended up following this guy here. A lorry hauling bricks with not a single piece of rope to tie them down. I guess it was a good thing we kept at a safe distance. The state of Puebla was beautiful, but when crossing into Oaxaca, things really did feel different. The gardens were lovely and everything was neat and tidy, just like our host's backyard. She and her family shared their food with us and invited us to play a round of croquet. We checked out the cute little town of San Agustín Etla, about 20 minutes north of Oaxaca City Centre, and treated ourselves to some pizza at a very ambient outdoor restaurant. We then wanted to explore the city of Oaxaca and spent the day in town. And this is where we camped for the night. Yet another gated car park. Very handy. The markets were all about food and full of Oaxacan specialities like grasshoppers, spices, coffee and chocolate. And for us meat lovers, there was plenty of grilled meat. This very unique market, the Paseo de Humo, was smoking, quite literally. The aisles were almost on fire and the meat platter we had for dinner was awesome. A bit of everything. You can even buy proper bread. Wow, this town really is all about food and safety, I guess. To digest, we took an evening stroll into the city centre. Oaxaca's charm is wonderful and a definite must for foodies like us. And just when we thought our Oaxaca expedition was over, we stumbled across this campsite at nearby El Tule. This is one of those campsites where you pay for 2 nights and end up extending for 2 weeks. It was here where we met our good friends Expedition or Bambinos. They're a French family travelling in their huge Renault converter truck, doing exactly what we're doing, travelling the Americas. Zoe loves to play with their 2 children, Nina and Emile, and we have been fortunate to meet up with them 4 times since. Every Saturday, the happy campers of El Rancho have a party. And on one of these Saturdays, we took the opportunity to have a little cook-off with the Everlanders, who you may remember in one of our recent shows. The competition this evening for our 2 steaks, Sous Vide method with a sear-off at the end versus the regular grill technique. And the verdict?
We have a winner! Sous vide! I gotta have one of those sous vide machines.
They also joined us for a meal in El Tule's Mezcal Distillery's restaurant for some more Oaxacan specialities, more meat, more chapelinis, and of course a mezcal or 2. And just where do these chefs get their goods from? From nearby Tlacolula, of course. On a Sunday, the whole town turns into a market, with stalls setting up shop on every street. We liked Oaxaca very much, and the climate was perfect, not too hot and not too cold. We had a wonderful time with travellers from Canada and the USA, France, Switzerland, Germany and the Netherlands, Russia and Belarus, and Argentina and Mexico. Until we meet again, happy trails.
Wasn't that fun driving through the heart of Mexico, seeing all the pyramids and volcanoes, and now we're at the Caribbean Sea, almost. Yeah. It's like Yucatan Peninsula, but it's tropical.
We're getting there.
So cool. Let's see what our pulpo does here. Whoa, beautiful.
Zoe loves pulpo.
Oh, it's so tender. Zoe,
I think it just slithers down her mouth. You like
Wanna
it, huh?
chop up some pulpo for you.
Oh, and there's Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, you want to join us for dinner?
I thought I smelled something good.
It's not a ribeye.
Well, you know, you can't have steak every day.
No.
No.
Hi, Zoe.
Yeah.
Say
Hi,
hi,
Zoe.
Jerry.
Meet Jerry, our friend from
How are
New
you?
York.
New York.
Well,
Forget about it.
now I live in Mexico.
What was that?
Ooh.
Ooh, yum,
Ooh.
yum.
Are you going to cut
Pulpo.
mine up too?
You want it bite size?
No, I'm good. I can do it myself. How are you guys today?
We're good.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day at the
Just here in
beach.
time for the sunset.
Yes.
Another day in paradise.
It's not raining anymore. We like that.
Yeah, we do. We do. We actually get to see the sunset
I
today.
know. And I think it's going to be great today,
Oh,
too.
yeah, it will be. Yeah. Let's
Suck
try
in.
this sucker.
Pretty much. Whole bunch of them on there. Wow, this looks really good. But it says you're a meat man. This thing, well, I guess I'm full of meat.
This is the meat you find in the sea.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the season, right? You gotta
I know,
just
right now,
buy
Popo,
what's on offer and.
Popo is all over the place right now.
We did try a butcher earlier, but unfortunately there was no fresh meat. There was no like refrigerator,
Exactly.
so it's just we just didn't.
We're in a small town here, so yeah, at the beach. So you gotta eat fish or pulpo. Oh man.
Hats off to the chef. Again, beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Very good.
yummy. How did you make this so tender, Richie?
I just boiled it in its own juice, basically. What I did is I put a few garlic cloves and onion,
That's what it tastes.
pepper, bay leaves in a pan without anything, and then put the pulpo, the washed pulpo, in there, and put a little bit of olive oil, covered it up, and let it simmer for about an hour. That's it. That's it. And then after an hour and 15 minutes maybe, I opened up the lid, put the potatoes and the leek in it, and a bit of parsley, and
good.
some more olive oil. Put the lid back on for another half an hour, and that's it. Simple.
Since I
Right.
met you, I'm getting fatter.
Yeah, and it really is tender.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
yeah. And the next show will be all about Chiapas, southernmost state here in Mexico, and
Lots of treats to see in Chiapas.
lots of waterfalls, beautiful scene, the jungle, and,
Howling monkeys.
Yeah. Oh, we had a great time. And pyramids and ruins. Yeah, the Mayan ruins. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that's about it for today's show.
Yep. Thank you for watching.
Thanks so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button.
Leave a
And,
comment below. Any
Buen appetit.
feedback.
and bon appetit. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Eat around the world.
Enjoy the world.
Bye-bye.